y'all, welcome back to my channel. My name is Amy. Today I have an unhaul video for y'all. This is my very first unhaul video. I rarely get rid of books. If I have gotten rid of books in the past, it was just maybe a one or two or three here or there. I'd either go donate somewhere at one of the donation boxes around that we have around, or give them to a friend or a family member, whoever might want them. But I recently kind of been going through my bookshelf, my already read bookshelf, and I had some books in there that I had not read yet, but I don't really intend to read. And then I had some, maybe not quite even a handful that I have read and I just didn't like, and I just want to get rid of them. I actually have a couple that I would really like to get rid of, but they're signed to me in the book. So, like from independent authors that we may have, that may have come around to either our library or our local Barnes and Noble. I didn't like the book, or I didn't even read it, and I don't intend to read it. But anyway, those have my name in it, so I really don't want to give that away. I don't know. I'll think on it. Tell me what you think. If your name is in a book, like signed by the author, would you give it away? Read it or not read it, what would you do? Anyway, I might show y'all those books as well. I didn't pull them because it wasn't intended to unhaul, but I may show them to you anyway. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started because I have a pile, a nice pile here. So I'm just gonna pull off the top. This is Death by Coffee by Alex Erickson. I love cozy mysteries. For a while, I was really into them, and that's all I wanted to read. So I would just pick up just whatever looked good, or like a first in a series. I love cozy mystery series because I fall in love with those characters usually, and they're just fun to read. But this one was horrible. I originally picked this book because of the cover. It's got just a cozy chair. It's like if they're surrounded in looks like a home library of some sort. There's spilt coffee. I mean, there's a kitty in the chair. Everything I love or thought I would love about a cozy mystery looked like it was right there on the cover. So I was like, yes, this is gonna be it. No, this was terrible. I struggled to read. I didn't even finish it. It sat on my nightstand. No, I even brought it to work to try to read it, to like encourage myself to read it, just to find out where the heck it was going and what was going on and who was the killer. Eventually, it sat so long in my office at work when I actually left my job a couple years ago. I still had never read it. So, and I never finished it. I can't even tell you where I was at. But anyway, this is supposedly about a young girl moving to a new town with her best friend, and they open up a coffee/bookstore. And it sounded, premise sounded really good. It seemed like it had great potential. But our main character was super annoying. She was always just very moody, just like not a happy person at all. And I felt brought down when I was reading her, and she seemed to be annoying. I couldn't quite get a picture of her in my head. The picture I had, I didn't like. She had like a love interest, and he seemed like a good character, and I didn't like her, so I didn't like them together. It was just a mess, and I have no idea where this was going. It started off, I think the murder was someone got poisoned from drinking her coffee, and they found some remnants of maybe some peanuts, and he was allergic to peanuts, like highly allergic, and he died from it. So of course she's kind of like a suspect. But it's like, it was taking so long to get, I kind of just want to skip to the end to see who the heck it was that put the peanut dust in the coffee. I think it was peanut dust. I don't know. But he got the coffee from her, and of course she tries to figure out what's going on, breaking all kinds of rules, and just the way she went about doing it, just, I don't know. I didn't like it at all. I don't know. So it's going. Then we have Beautiful Addiction by Season Vining. I was at a library sale for like independent authors, and I believe she was there. This book is available at Barnes & Nobles though. I did see it like in the romance section, and I was very much into romances at that time, but I never ended up picking it up, and I kind of like faded out of romances. I'll still pick up one every now and then, but I just don't feel like I'm gonna pick this up. The cover's beautiful. There's a nice arm right there, that tattooed arm. The woman is beautiful on the cover. It says a dark and lyrical masterpiece. I don't even know what this is about. It's not signed or anything. I think we just, maybe she wasn't there. No, yeah, she must have not been there because, or maybe I picked this up at Barnes & Nobles, y'all. I don't remember because it's not signed for me. And I know all those independent authors that I bought books from that library sale or library event, they signed all the books. So it says it's signed. So I must have just got it at Barnes & Nobles. I think I heard of her. She's from Louisiana, Season Vining. And I wanted to get her book and you know, help her out. But I never picked it up, and I don't feel like I'm gonna pick it up. If anyone out there has read this and y'all think I'm gonna like it, let me know in the comments down below. I'm gonna keep these still for a little while because I want to take them to Second and Charles and see if I could get, you know, some credit for some books in their store. And if not, they have like a bin outside that whatever books they don't take from you, you can just put in. So and Second and Charles is like in Covington, so I have to like plan to go to Covington. So I'll still have these out and about. So if you think that I would like this and I should give it a chance, any of these books that I mentioned, put it in the comments down below. But this one says, Josie Banks is a girl without a past. After being found unconscious with no memory, she was shuffled in and out of foster homes where she suffered years of abuse and experience that left her broken, damaged, and clinging to drugs and meaningless hookups to numb her pain. When Josie disappeared years ago, she took a piece of Tristan with her. She's the girl he thought he had lost forever, the one he's never been able to forget. Now a twist of fate has brought them back together, and he never wants to let her out of his inked arms again. But Tristan is haunted by a dark past of his own and is on the run from ruthless criminals who shattered Josie's world years ago. Re-entering her life puts them both in danger. As Josie and Tristan's lives become tangled once again, they find themselves unwilling and unable to escape the relentless pull that draws them together. But will the past leave their love in ruins or bind them together for a lifetime? It sounds good. I don't know. Y'all let me know. Next I have, these are two books. I think these are the first two books from the Pretty Little Liars series. I loved the show, but I did not like the books that much. The first couple books I liked and it was okay, but the further we got into it, I wasn't following with this author's writing. I find, it's by Sarah Shepard, I just find her writing sort of hard to follow. That might just be me. But I bought these because of the covers, because I love the show, and it's the covers of, you know, the girls in the show. We have Pretty Little Liars, and then this is Flawless. I think this is the second book in the series. Yeah, so this is the first one, and this is the second one. I had actually the others in the series, but I gave them away a long time ago, and I kept these just as like memorabilia of the show, you know, because I love the characters and I love the show. But I really wasn't impressed with the books, and I'm sure we all know what Pretty Little Liars is about. I won't go into much detail about that. I'll read y'all the blurb from the first book. It says, Spencer covets her sister's boyfriend. Ari is fantasizing about her English teacher. Emily's crushing on the new girl at school, and Hannah uses some ugly tricks to stay beautiful. But they've all kept an even bigger secret since their friend Allison vanished. How do I know? Because I know everything about the bad girls they were and the naughty girls they are now. And guess what? I'm telling. So, great series, not so much on the books. This one is from The Walking Dead. This is The Road to Woodbury by Robert Kirkman and Jay Bonansinga. I'm pretty sure they wrote the comics as well. I know Robert Kirkman wrote the comics. I don't even know why I picked this up. I never read, I still don't, I have the first comic, volume 1. I still haven't read it. I do want to read the comics because I know the show is more based on the comics. I don't know anything about the books. Why I picked this one up, I have no idea. I think I picked it up because at the time of the show, it was like the governor was the evil person in the show. So that's kind of what this one is about. And of course, it's different characters. So I thought it would be fun to read, but I think there's more in like, I think this is part of a series. So I don't even know why I picked this one up. Oh no, this one is, it says the first in a series of spellbinding original novels exploring the terrifying universe of The Walking Dead. The Rise of the Governor was only the beginning. Now what began as an origin story expands in The Walking Dead, The Road to Woodbury. Okay, so Rise of the Governor is the first book in this little series. I don't know. I'm not interested though. I'd rather just watch the show. I do want to read the comic books though, so. And I have a few Nicholas Sparks books. I really did like these books. I just don't really know if I want to keep them or not. I just kind of took them off my shelves to make room for the books that I definitely know I want to keep. But they really don't do much for me. You know, I have The Notebook, of course. We all know about The Notebook. Love the movie. I don't even remember reading this, but I know I did, and I know I liked it. Then we have The Wedding. I don't remember anything about this book. Okay, so it seems like this is about Noah and Allie's daughter and her husband. So like a sequel to The Notebook. That's what it seems like. Because it mentions them. Despite the shining example of his in-laws, Noah and Allie Calhoun, I don't know how to say that, and their 50-year love affair, originally recounted in The Notebook, Wilson himself is a man unable to express his true feelings. So it looks like it's a sequel to The Notebook, but I don't remember if I read this or not, because I really don't remember anything about it. And then Dear John, I do remember reading this. I do remember really liking it. It was like love letters to someone. It's like Dear John letters, so it's like a story within a story, which I love. But I don't specifically remember any details about it. Is there a movie? I think there's a movie. I don't know. The little blurb on it says, Dear John, the letter read. And with those 2 words, a heart was broken and 2 lives changed forever. I don't remember anything about this book, and the synopsis is not telling me really anything. An extraordinary, moving story, Dear John explores the complexities of love, how it survives time and heartbreak, and how it transforms us forever. I don't know. I do remember reading it and liking it, but that's about all I remember about it. But yeah, they don't bring me joy, I guess. So I'm gonna keep all these unwanted books stacked somewhere. Let's see. Stack them on the floor. I have 2 Plum Sykes books. Yes, Plum Sykes. I used to love her books. I think I've gotten rid of some other ones or passed them down to someone. But I have these 2, The Debutante Divorcee and Bergdorf Blondes. They're just fun women contemporary books. But again, you know, I'm never going to reread them. I'm not really into that sort of genre anymore. Although I still do read 1 or 2 every now and then. I remember reading them. I don't remember much about the divorcee, the debutante divorcee. I think she goes on like a girls' trip right after her divorce, or something like that. And then we have the Bergdorf Blondes. Don't really remember much about this one either. But I remember them being fun at the time. I think this is just about a young girl living like a glamorous life or something. just someone living it up, living the glamorous life. I don't know, they were fun at the time, but not memorable. Nothing I really want to keep on my shelf. I have one Danielle Steele book. This is HRH. The light is really bright for this book because it's just a white book with a face on it. I don't know if you can see it. This is the only book I've ever read by Danielle Steele. But I do remember sort of liking it. I think it's about a princess. Yeah, in blue jeans and a pullover, Princess Christina is a young woman of her times, born in Europe, educated in America, worried about the future of the world she lives in, responsible beyond her years. I think she is like the only daughter of, you know, a royal family. And then she meets someone that's not of royalness. If I'm remembering correctly. I don't know. I remember liking it. It's like a little love story. But yeah, once again, not very memorable. Don't really want to keep it on my shelf. Here's another Sarah Shepard. This is The Lying Game. Once again, love the show, which it was very shortly aired, but the books got just confusing. I liked the first book, and I think there's more, but I think I did pick up the second one. I think I already gave it away. I kept the first one. Why? I don't know, but it's the cover. Probably I kept it because it's the cover of the show. Just figured I'd get it off my shelf. I've read it, been there, done that, not gonna reread it. The show's off the air. I tried continuing the story. It's very confusing, but the first book is really good. So we have some twins, I believe, that may have been separated at birth, or maybe they're just doppelgangers. I don't know. I don't really remember. I think there's a story behind them that wasn't quite revealed when I was reading the series. And the show went off air, so I don't know what happened with that. So one is very privileged and one is not, and they sort of swap lives. So very fun concept. The show is very good. The first book is good. I liked it, but the more we got into the series, I just didn't. They get so confusing. Same thing goes for the Vampire Diaries. Love the show. The books, like, what the flip is that about? Like, the books are just crazy. I tried that, but I gave up on that a long time ago. I couldn't even figure out what books were next in the series. It was so confusing. Anyway, moving on. Next up, I have an A.G. Howard book. This is Roseblood. I really loved her Splinters series. I think that's what it was called. Oh, this is cool. It's like all written in red. I don't know, can y'all see that? There we go. It's all written in like red. That's kind of cool. Yeah, she wrote the first book in that Splintered series is Splintered, I believe. It's sort of like a gothic retelling of Alice in Wonderland. I fell in love with the series. It's young adult. I loved it. So at the time, I was very into that, and she had come out with this book, which is a retelling, sort of a gothic retelling of Phantom of the Opera. I've never really been a fan of Phantom of the Opera, so I never picked this up. And then I kind of got out of the whole young adult fantasy genre, and I haven't really picked up anything much since then. But so once again, if anyone out there has read this and you think I might like it, should I give it a chance? I love her Splintered series. Love it, love it, love it. Highly recommend it if you're into young adult fantasy. It's a great retelling, a dark retelling of Alice in Wonderland. I'm sort of still interested in this, but yet I don't read a lot of I don't grab a lot of young adult fantasy anymore at all. So I don't know. So let me know in the comments if you think I should keep it. I'll put it in the possible stack. Possibly keeping in this stack. Then we have As Old as Time, A Twisted Tale by Liz Braswell. I picked this up because I love Beauty and the Beast. It's my favorite Disney movie. And this is sort of another sort of dark retelling of it. I know they have like a slew of these, like a bunch of retellings, and I don't know if they're all by the same author. I don't know. What if it was Belle's mother that cursed the beast? So I just found that fun and interesting. Again, I think it's young adult fantasy, darker, maybe a darker retelling of Beauty and the Beast. I don't know. I don't know anything about it. I picked it up because it had to do with Beauty and the Beast. So let me know, once again, if I should keep it. Okay. Don't be upset with me, Harry Potter fans. I'm a huge Harry Potter fan. Huge. I love Harry Potter. Harry Potter got me back into reading when I was definitely in a slump in life, basically. It sort of picked me up and it gave me something to look forward to. But I just can't bring myself to read this. I heard so many people say that it's not good and don't pick it up. So I don't know whether I should try it or not. I'm sort of like intimidated by it. I know it's like written as like a screenplay. This is The Cursed Child, parts 1 and 2 by J.K. Rowling. It says based on an original news story by J.K. Rowling, John Tiffany, and Jack Thorne. A new play by Jack Thorne. And I know there was like a Broadway play and all that good stuff, but I just could never pick it up because I heard so many people say that they didn't like it. It says 19 years after the Battle of Hogwarts. So I don't know. I'm sort of interested, but yet I'm intimidated because so many people say they don't like it. I don't know. Let me know. Once again, should I read it? This is The Disasters by PC Cast and Kristen Cast. I tried reading this, I believe, last summer. I DNF'd it. I didn't like it at all. And I love their, what's their other series? It's a vampire series, young adult. The first book is marked the House of Night series. It took me a second. There it is, House of Night. Love that series. Of course, it was at a point where vampires were super popular. You know, Twilight was out and all that stuff. So once I was finished with Twilight, I jumped into this series because, you know, vampire things. And I loved it. So when I saw they were coming out with another young adult series, like a fantasy series, or is this paranormal? I don't know. Paranormal, I think. I jumped on it. But I don't like it. I don't like it at all. And it's super fun because there's illustrations in the book. So I thought that would be, can y'all see that? My lights are like totally messing this up. Let me block the light, maybe. I don't know if y'all can see that. But anyway, the illustrations in here are beautiful. It's about a young girl and a young boy, and they have like the power to control the elements of the earth. It says the wind can change everything. The disasters. I just couldn't get into it. I didn't really like it at all. I kind of liked the two main characters, our young girl and our young boy. Don't remember their names. But I just wasn't into it. I couldn't get into it. So I just DNF'd it. Probably will never pick it back up. Will not continue the series. Just not interested. Also by PC Cast, I have Moon Chosen. I got this once again when I was into young adult fantasy. But I tried reading this so many times, like I can't tell you. It's got the deckled pages. I tried so many times to start this book and I could never get into it. I didn't understand what was happening. I think it's about shifters, but I'm not sure. There's a super long synopsis on the back. I was just never interested. No, what is that? That must be like an excerpt of the book, maybe. It's because the synopsis is in here. They're called Earthwalkers. Heir to the unique healing powers of her clan, Mary has been forced to turn from her duties until she is chosen by a special animal ally, altering her destiny forever. Still not interested. No. I think it's a series too. Okay, last but not least, I did read this one and I was really sad because I didn't enjoy it as much as I wanted to. It's a very loved book on booktube, so please don't come at me. I'm really sorry, but it's just not my thing. The writing is beautiful. I think the story is great. The story is there. The atmosphere is there. The character building is there. I just wasn't into the story. And that is Children of Blood and Bone by Tomi Adamami. Not sure if I'm saying that correctly. I picked this up because my nephew Tyler is friends with this author. He lives in Los Angeles. He is an aspiring writer himself. He is currently writing something. In fact, he sent me, I need to read his chapters of his book and get back with him. But he was super excited for her when this book came out, so I wanted to support her and get the book. So I bought the book, read it. It took me a while to read it because, once again, I wasn't into the whole young adult fantasy at the time, but I wanted to support her, and I knew it was a book that was well loved in the book community, but I just couldn't get into it. Like I said, the story was there. I get it. The character building was there. Everything was great. I love the characters, and if you haven't read this yet and you want to, I highly recommend the audio. The narrator is fantastic. She does a wonderful job of portraying the characters and bringing them to life, but I just couldn't. It's just not my thing. I don't know. There was something about it that I just couldn't get into it, and I didn't enjoy it as much as I really, really wanted to. But I get why everybody loves this book. I get it. I do. It's just not for me. It's like a whole world. She built like this whole world. Sort of like Harry Potter world and the Wizarding world, but it's kind of like the same thing. Like, she built like this whole magical world. It's fantastic. But just not for me. And I don't really remember exactly what it was about, but I think like magic was lost or something, and she's the only person, our main character, I don't remember her name, but she's the only person that can bring it back. So she goes out on this adventure with an escaped princess to find the magic and bring it back. And I think like she starts to fall in love with the princess's brother, but I don't remember if he's a bad guy or not. I don't remember. And anyway, really, really good story if you're into that. It just wasn't for me. I didn't enjoy it as much as everyone else did, but I get it. All right, that's it. That was a lot. So I have 4 books here that could possibly be keeping. So again, y'all let me know what y'all think on A Beautiful Addiction, which is a romance, probably like a smutty romance if I have anything to judge by the cover. This is Roseblood by A.G. Howard, a dark retelling of Phantom of the Opera. Harry Potter and the Cursed Child, should I give it a go? And then As Old as Time, a retelling of Beauty and the Beast. Let me know what y'all think. Oh, let me pull those books real quick that are signed with my name. Okay, so it's just 4. It's just 4 books. I did read 2 of these. The other 2 I have not read. This is the Handbook for Mortals by Lani Sarum. I don't remember. She was at Barnes & Noble's, and I just thought the cover was beautiful. Once again, I bought it for the cover, but it was, no. I think I gave it like a 1 star. I finished it. It took me a good while, but I did finish it because I just wanted to see where this was going. It was supposed to have a sequel that never happened. It has on here New York Times bestseller, but I think there's a story behind that with the author. I think she may have did something illegally to get this title. I don't know. I read something about her because I wanted to see what happened to the second book, because there is like a little part and a couple chapters in the back of the next book, but that never happened, and there was supposed to be a movie on it and all this other stuff, but I think something happened with the author and she may have done some things. I don't know. You can go read about it if you want to. Just look up her name. I'll link it down below. This book, if you want to check out what it's all about. But it is, I think it's a young adult. It's definitely fantasy. She, I think, has some sort of psychic abilities. She's basically a magician. and she goes to Vegas to perform, and like she immediately gets a job. Like it doesn't take her long to get a job at all, and you find out why later, you know, because to me that just seemed like, you know, trying to build yourself, especially in a place of Vegas, it just seemed very unrealistically the way it happened. The character, you can tell, which I'm sure a lot of authors probably put themselves into their characters, but you could just tell that, I mean, even the picture on the front resembles the author. I think there's a picture of her in the back, yeah. So it very much made herself, or tried to make herself as like this badass babe in this book, but it just didn't come through for me. I wasn't into the whole magician thing. There's a couple love interests in here that she was just nonchalantly about. Like these guys were like really in love with her, and she was just like, oh, they're my friends. I don't know. I don't know. I didn't like it at all. All the events to me were just unrealistically done. I know it's a fantasy, but it was just not written well at all. But it has my name in it and a note. So I don't know whether to keep it. I don't know whether to give it away or what, because there's like such a big note in there with my name on it. Then we have Irreparable by Amanda Langclose. I did really like this. I'll probably end up keeping this on my shelf. It was signed, bookmark stuck in there. It was signed for me. This was one that we went, my lights are killing it. This is one that we went to that library event for. And but I really did like it. It's about an ex-military man. He has bad PTSD, and it's just about him coming home from war and dealing with that, dealing with depression, having a love interest. It was really good. I really did like it. So I'll probably keep it. This was the bookmark that she gave us. I'll probably keep it on my shelf. But I need another bookshelf, because books are just overflowing on my red bookshelf, and the shelves are kind of sagging. It's like an old bookshelf, so I need to invest in some new ones. Hey Bella, yeah, I really did like it, so I'll probably keep it. I kind of just got it out the way for now. I don't know. I don't know why I did that, but the other two are other romances that I also got from the sale, and this is by Eden Butler. It seems to be a series. It says Seeking Serenity Book 1. Chasing Serenity is the name of the book. I don't know what it's about, but it's signed for me. It says, Amy, thank you for your support. Hope you like Declan. I think Declan is our main character. Looks like it's about two girls. Maybe we have two different storylines. I don't know. There's some sexy bad boys in here. I don't know. It just, I just never picked it up. So this is Alluring Turmoil, book 1 of Bayou Sticks. It's based in Louisiana. This is by Skye Turner. She's a local author. So I just wanted to support her. Her sign says to Amy, enjoy Jude and Lexi. Stay a rock star, and thanks for making me feel like one. That's so sweet. See, I just don't know if I can get rid of something like this, but I'm not necessarily interested in them. But this one is about Alexia and Jude. It seems like they come together after being apart, or maybe they were friends when they were younger. It just says what happens when two people afraid to face the past become involved in the present. Can they hope for a future? So I don't know. I'll probably I'll definitely keep this one because I really did like it. I just took it off my bookshelf. I don't know why. This one I didn't like at all. So let me know in the comments if you think I should just get rid of it, even though it has my name in it. It just says, Amy, never forget, those who do not believe in magic will never find it. Thanks for believing. I don't know. What would y'all do? Would y'all keep these? Let me know. All right, that's it, y'all. Thank y'all so much for watching. As always, I don't know if I'm gonna link all these books in the description box. I'll definitely link this one if you're interested in finding out like what kind of drama was behind this book. And I will link, I'll definitely link these 4. These are the ones that may stay on my bookshelf to possibly read, but let me know what y'all think. Yeah, okay. So all that'll be down there, as well as my social medias, my Amazon wish list, all that fun stuff. And I will see y'all in my next video. Bye, y'all.